Kia ora, and in today's news, it's been described as a historic handshake. For the first time, the Queen met former IRA Chief of Staff Martin McGuinness on a trip to Northern Ireland, a meeting which could never have been dreamed of just a few years ago. Mr McGuinness is now Northern Ireland's Deputy First Minister, but was in charge of the IRA when the Queen's cousin, Lord Mountbatten, was murdered by IRA bombers. Analyst John Bew says the handshake will have done him and his Sinn Féin party no harm in public opinion.
The key thing you've got to understand is that it keeps Martin McGuinness in the limelight. It keeps Sinn Féin making headlines, and it keeps their project, if you like, on the news at all times.
Mr McGuinness said to the Queen, "Good luck and Godspeed" in Irish. The Canterbury Earthquake Royal Commission has today heard from the man who deemed the CTV building fit to be inhabited. Graham Calvert was a member of the Rapid Building Assessment Team that looked at the structural integrity of the buildings in Christchurch following the September 2010 earthquake. He says they estimated the CTV building had suffered mostly cosmetic damage. 115 people died in the February collapse of the building. Significant confidence was taken by the occupiers of the CTV building when their building was given a green placard after the September 4th earthquake. This was revealed by the Council for the families who lost loved ones in the collapse of the CTV building in the February earthquake in 2011. Graham Calvert told the inquiry that he had expected the Council to contact the building owner to ensure a thorough inspection was carried out. Defence Force personnel are quitting the country for Australia as morale plummets. Defence Minister Jonathan Coleman has revealed to a select committee that morale in the military is at an all-time low of just 35%. Ewan MacDonald's defence has begun giving their closing address in the Scott Guy murder trial. Defence lawyer Greg King began by slamming the Crown's case, claiming it's lacking evidence and is full of assumptions and allegations. He says with the presumption of guilt, anything can be made to fit, but that's not the case. 36,000 people have abandoned their homes as a towering wildfire is sweeping through the area around Colorado Springs. The fire began over the weekend and has already destroyed more than 62 square kilometres. President Obama is planning to visit the stricken area later in the week. The Chief High Court judge has ruled the search and seizure of material at Kim.com's Auckland mansion was illegal. The Megaupload founder and his fellow accused had applied for a judicial review. Justice Winkleman has ruled the warrants police relied on and executed to raid the Coatesville mansion in January were invalid. The government's being put on the spot over its plans for the future ownership of KiwiRail. Following the SOE's restructuring announcement, Labour MP Clayton Cosgrove has sought assurances from the government that it has no plans to sell the company. Cabinet Minister Stephen Joyce says there are no plans to sell KiwiRail, but he isn't making the guarantee apply to the entire term of the current government. Supporters of the soon-to-be-axed TVNZ7 channel rallied at Parliament to make their anger known this afternoon. Around 200 or so protesters gathered on Parliament's forecourt to present a 36,000 signature petition calling on the government to keep the channel on the air. TVNZ7 is due to cease operating on Saturday night. And that's all from me for now, so do join us again soon. Pō mare au.